Hello students, I'm sorry that I'm not able to be there with you today. Today I want you to look at the sheet I gave you on Monday. It was either a green or a pink sheet. If you were not in class on Monday, please pause this video and go get one from the absent folder. The video says steps to solving quadratic equations by completing the square method. Number 1, how to document. Okay guys, when we solve quadratics, they should be in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now, one thing I think is important to note, this c is called the constant term. And it's called the constant term because it is a constant. A constant is a number without a variable. Okay? A constant is a number without a variable. And that may help you on the Khan Academy assigned yesterday. Alright, so here are our steps. The following method will only work if a equals 1. Another method must be applied to solve otherwise. Well, that's not a problem because all of ours that we're doing this year are a equals 1. So in other words, there's not another number other than 1 right here. And normally we don't even write the 1. So we usually just see x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Alright, step 1. Get the function in the form x squared plus bx equals a number by moving c over to the right side of the equation. And I have an example here to show you. So if I was looking, you need to write this please. If I was looking at x squared plus 14x plus 24 equals 0, my first step, step 1 says, to get it in the form of I have x squared plus bx on one side and equals a number on the other by moving c, the constant, to the right side of the equation. Okay? So in order to do that, I simply subtract 24 from both sides. That gets that c, that constant, to the other side. Alright, then the next thing we want to do is we want to add half of the middle term squared. Now when we did this in class on Monday, remember I left the big space right there for that term? Okay, in this example you don't necessarily see the space, but you see it's added below. So half the middle term, right? Half the middle would be 14. Or sorry, the middle is 14. Half the middle and then square it. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. And 7 squared is 49. So I took half the middle and squared it. And then I added that to both sides. So basically I created a plus 49 here. And if I create it on the left side, I have to create it on the right side too. So here I just put a plus 49. Okay, this is all what we did the other day. Okay, and then our directions say the next step, let me draw this. Here's what we did here. The next step, step 3, write the left side of the equation as the perfect square of the form x plus b over 2 squared. All right. So we're going to take that left side, okay, and this is what it would look like right now. X plus 7 squared equals 25. Okay, because we got 25 because negative 24 plus 29, sorry, negative 24 plus 49 is 25. Okay, and x plus 7 squared is how we would complete the square on the left side. Okay, so basically we factored that left side. We took half the middle, that's how we got x plus 7, and then the square on the outside. Now, you'll notice the square root sign, and that's for our next step, okay? So don't get confused here. So step 3 is the stuff right there in that square root sign. I apologize for the cat in the background. Step 4, take the square root of both sides. So guys, Monday we stopped here, right? We just rewrote it. Well, today we're actually solving, okay? So in order to solve, I'm just going to kind of move down here. In order to solve, we have this x plus 7. I'm trying to get a color that would be very visible here. Okay, we have this x plus 7 squared equals 25. That's where we are. Okay, now in order to solve, we need to solve for x. So in order to do that, we have to take the square root of both sides of this, right? Because the only way to get rid of that square right here is to take the square root. Okay, so if I take the square root of this side, I have to take the square root of this side. Well, the square root of x plus 7 squared is just x plus 7, right? The square root of 25, remember, I get two answers. I get plus or minus 5, right? Because it could be 5 or it could be negative 5. And then the final step, step 5, says to solve for x by solving both equations. So if I had the positive 5, x plus 7 equals 5, subtract 7 from both sides, and I would find that x equals negative 2. So that's one of my answers. If I went with x plus 7 equals negative 5, when I subtract 7 from both sides, I get x equals negative 12. So that's my other answer. Okay, so we end up with two answers here. X equals negative 2, or x equals negative 12. And guys, on these, you should get two answers every time. Okay, two answers every time, because you have a positive and a negative when you take the square root. All right, you should have the 8 problem practice sheet. I think it's got 8 problems. Okay, I want you to work on that, and you're going to go all the way through to solving x, right? Remember the other day, we just stopped at the step where we'd have like x plus 7 squared, and we brought that 25 back over to the other side as minus 25, and we stopped here. Okay, today you have to keep going and do step 4 and 5 today. All right, we'll review this tomorrow. I should be back tomorrow. We'll review it tomorrow. If you have any questions, let me know. Work through this, and I will see you then.